Well, the argument about who has the legal right to amend or fix the order or the date of the election continues, while we have some people citing Section 132 giving INEC all the powers, some say no, it has to be done in accordance with the Electoral Act, which the National Assembly says, and so they are within their rights. But that argument, I guess, will continue. But gentlemen, let me get back to you and ask the intention of this. There are many who have read or ascribed different meanings and intentions to why the National Assembly did what they did. Do you think that reordering the order of these elections, having the presidential election coming last, will it have any impact whatsoever on the outcome of the general elections? Let me start with you.
Yes, certainly it will, because what the National Assembly has done, like I said, is to give effect to what democracy is all about. Allow people freedom to choose their leaders, who they want to represent them. Don't in any way, railroad people into doing things, which they want to.
If it was reversed, people will still choose.
No, if it was if it was reversed, like this is the environment where people in authority are like emperors. They just and in this particular case, INEC itself, it's at the whims and caprices, or rather by the wish. The man was appointed by Mr. President. So therefore, once the president now becomes the president, I
didn't get that point. I'm sorry.
I said INEC chairman and all the commissioners, are appointed by the president. Yes, the National Assembly will confirm, but the budget and everything comes from the president.
Approved by National Assembly.
Approved by National Assembly. So what I'm saying is,
how does that affect anything?
It does affect
the order of elections.
No, the order of elections. I'm saying that if it is reversed in accordance with what National Assembly is saying now, that will give a level playing ground. But to have a president elected in the kind of environment we have today, when people are already disenchanted, people don't want to belong. The presidents, most of them are looking for another party where they are going to contest.
Even though we cannot categorically say that, but let me ask Tanko this question.
Yes.
Do you think that this new order in any way is aimed at a particular individual, a group, or even a party?
That this particular order that they are proposing?
Yes. Is it aimed at maybe enhancing or not an individual, a group, or any party?
The truth about it is that we have a very skewed system that is always in the interest of whoever is governing. I said it with all level of sincerity and respect. Before you nominate people into even INEC, it must be done by the state governors. They will select somebody that they feel and nominate him into the system. And then you find out that the people who are controlling the government are almost like controlling INEC. So that, of course, in the first instance, is the interest of whichever political party is.
But are they not also controlling the National Assembly?
No. Some of them come from different political parties. You understand? So now, at 2015 general election, what happened is that when the presidential election took place, when the president won, his directive was that vote, there's a particular word being used in Hausa language, sack, vote APC down the line.
Well, if you were the party chairman, wouldn't you say the same thing?
Of course, I would have said the same thing. But I am being now fair, trying to be fair to all concerned. We are talking now as politicians who also want to win election. We are saying that did not help matters. And even some of the electorate will tell you that that particular system hurt a lot of them because they are not satisfied with some of the legislators that they have.
So what will change now?
Now, what will change now is that by the time you start this particular election on this reverse order, the people now have a choice to categorically extray the person contesting, not an order from above.
So they don't have a mind of their own if it was order from above?
From the order from above, of course, they are saying that, okay, in order because we love this particular person who is the president that we've already elected, let's give him the support irrespective of whether that particular person that we're electing in the state assembly is qualified or had that capacity to do the job.
Let's look at this other matter.
Do you understand now?
The duration of the elections. If you have 2 weeks in between, you could be looking at 6 weeks of elections. can we pull through with that? Because if we vote for the first week, get on to the fourth week, and then we wait for the presidential elections, don't you think that there will be voter apathy towards the end? And then eventually whoever has got the perhaps highest financial muscle and clout will win the day?
No, as a matter of fact, there would have been voter apathy if you had it the other way around. What ANEC want to do now, because everybody in this country, most people in electorates are just looking forward to either the governorship election or the presidential election. So once you have that, people lose interest in other elections. So what we're even trying to do is a way by which you can keep the electorates interest on until you have the last one. And in every process, in everything that you do, even in gatherings, you don't allow, the masquerade doesn't come out until all others have, so what, the big masquerade doesn't come out. So what we are saying is that allow the process to go naturally, because natural process is that everything, even human beings, will start from being a baby or being in the womb before you become who you are. You don't take it from the top and say, let's load it over there. So the point we are making is that this is the natural thing we're asking for. We're asking for level, that's all we're asking for, level playing ground. Whether it was done in the interest of somebody or an organization, that is not the issue here. The issue is that this is anti-democratic, and we want a democratic process.
Yeah, because you see, the idea is that it gives opportunity to the electorate to actually examine who they are voting for, to know. You see,
but they also do that.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't. If you do a census or do a polling of most of the people that are being voted into the assembly, state assembly and national assembly, you find out that a lot of electorate are disenchanted with their people that they voted for. And now also, the National Assembly, who you ask probably their own interest, they too also want to trade in their own personality to say that this is what I can do as a person. Not until when somebody says vote for me.
Yeah.
And give you opportunity to actually know, does he have that particular capacity? This is clear politics that will enhance democracy in this country.
Yeah.
If we allow it to go like this, by the time you go to the National State Assembly, individual will contain, individual political parties will campaign. And in the assembly, you now have variety of opinion. But because you notice that some of the state assembly, with all due respect, they rubber stamp some of the things that the governors want.
Yeah, but if you look
largely,
largely...
We want to change that. We want to have a paradigm shift in that particular
Let me follow up on that, because